What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity. And
I'm up in here too.
Yep, my own Hot Commodity is here as well, eating a hot dog. What is that, a hot dog or
Grilled cheese with bacon.
Grilled cheese with
With
bacon.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch bacon.
With Cinnamon Toast Crunch bacon. There you go. And we are jumping in our time machine to cover WWF SmackDown live on July 20th, 2000 in Long Island, New York. This is the last stop before Fully Loaded. And Mick Foley, Commissioner Foley, comes out. Foley says, I have the greatest job in the world as commissioner, but I wasn't paying attention as Raw became so violent. I saw something different in The Rock, which scared me. I saw unbridled hatred in The Rock's eyes. Rock, you're going to be more concerned about beating Chris Benoit than a title match. So at Fully Loaded, disqualifications will count. The WWF title can change hands on a DQ. So then Chris Jericho comes out. Jericho says, I think it's tremendous you want to abolish brutality, but I don't want it to end just yet. After getting hit with a sledgehammer, I've been feeling wacky. Mick, you're the president of the Beat the Hell Out of Triple H's club, and I want in that club tonight. That's when Chris Benoit and Shane McMahon come out. Benoit says, Mick, you've been a lousy commissioner. Rock needs weapons and chairs. All I need is the crossface. Jericho, you passed out from the pain of the crossface in the past. Shane says Rock knows he can't beat Benoit on his own. And then Triple H and Women's Champion Stephanie McMahon Helmsley come out. Benoit applies a crossface on Jericho. And then Triple H pedigrees Jericho. Champion The Rock comes out and makes the save. And we've got a tag match, Chris Jericho and The Rock versus Triple H and Chris Benoit later tonight. What do you think about...
They could be called the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla.
That was a good one. There you go. We'll see those team up later on. The European title is on the line. Latino Heat, the champion Eddie Guerrero with Chyna defending against the light heavyweight champion Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn with Terry. Eddie and Perry brawl before Dean comes out. Eddie tosses Perry into the ring steps.
The Perry and Terry connection.
Yep. Perry bumps Dean Malenko, and Eddie rolls up Dean to get the victory. After Perry hits a jackhammer to Eddie, Terry then slaps Eddie, and then Perry jackhammers Chyna and hits Eddie Guerrero with a flying elbow drop, and Perry will fight Eddie Guerrero at Fully Loaded. But what do you think of this match here? Dean Malenko should not have been involved. I don't even understand why they even put this here.
Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn, they both bore me.
Yeah.
I can't get into their storylines.
Perry Saturn has a fucked up eye.
Yeah, he's I feel like he's like crazy. He looks like somebody who's crazy in real life.
Well, he's with Terry. Tag team champions Edge and Chris are at a bar, and they're making fun of the Acolytes with the other bar.
Oh, and also, I think Perry Saturn looks like a big pussy going after Chyna. Like, he's like a monster. Like, why are you going after Chyna?
Well, look at Chyna.
Yeah, but yes. No.
Kurt Angle comes out, and Angle says, the past few weeks I've been a nervous wreck. I am and forever will be an Olympic gold medalist. I've overcome odds. I've been afraid of a man who rides a bicycle. Undertaker, I'm no longer scared of you. After I beat your little brother tonight, you're next, big boy.
Oh, it's true.
Kane slams Kurt Angle into the ring steps, and then Angle grabs a chair and hits Kane in the leg with it. After Angle continues to attack Kane's leg with a steel chair, and this is just pissing Undertaker off more and more.
Fuck him up.
The Olympic gold medalist going to get an Olympic gold ass whooping. Next up, Hardcore champion Steve Blackman defends against Al Snow. During the match, Crash Holly comes out, jumps off the stage onto both Al Snow and Steve Blackman. Steve attacks Crash with nunchucks, and while this is going on, Tazz puts a Tazz mission on Al Snow. Blackman pins Al, and Steve Blackman retains the Hardcore title with help from Tazz here. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Tazz just yet. I feel like he's very just like, he kind of just attacks anybody, and then he tries to make it like it had purpose, and it kind of doesn't.
Just another victim.
It's just kind of corny. I don't know. And I feel like Steve Blackman is not really like the hardcore championship's kind of silly, and he's like not at all. So it's kind of like,
yeah, Steve Blackman is eventually going to pick up, but the hardcore title actually kind of sucks. Like, it's not the greatest thing in the world. We then see the Hardy Boyz and Rikishi defeat TNA and the Intercontinental Champion Val Venis with Trish Stratus after Jeff Hardy lands a Swanton bomb to Test. After TNA attacked the Hardys, Test chokes Jeff Hardy with a belt and then lands a flying elbow drop to Matt. Lita runs out and drops Test on the top rope. Albert catches a flying Lita, and Trish Stratus whips Lita in the back with a belt. Again, the witch, as JR likes to call Trish.
the sheet. Oh no, that's not Terry.
That's Terry, the she-devil. So sexy. You should be a devil for how hot you are. What do you think of this here? Trish continuing to attack Lita with a leather strap.
Let's go. I'm excited for Trish and Lita to have a one-on-one.
Yep.
It's gotta be coming soon.
We then, yeah, it will happen soon. We do see some shenanigans backstage where worker tries to get an autograph from Triple H and The Rock for his son. Triple H tells him that Howard Finkel will bring him to The Rock. The Rock will sign the autograph. Rock enters his room, goes to sign it, and then gets attacked by Chris Benoit. Benoit applies the crossface on The Rock, and this is just a cool little setup to attack The Rock backstage by Triple H and Chris Benoit here. Steven Richards and Bull Buchanan come out. Richards says, "I have found a man who is willing to fight the good fight, a man who knows consequences to certain actions. If there were no rules, we would live in utter chaos. You people may not like me censoring, but it's for your own good." The Godfather comes out next. Godfather says, "I enjoy my freedom. I love this country and what it stands for." And we now have Bull Buchanan defeating the Godfather after Steven Richards super kicks the Godfather. Bull lands a bicycle kick, and the right to censor here are just dismantling the Godfather. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm ready to see somebody put this fucker in his place. So, and also, I know he got some other faction members, so I'm interested to see about that too.
So we've got the Big Boss Man taking on the Undertaker next, but during the match, Taker gets distracted by Kurt Angle on the stage. Angle is seen on the Tinitron he's on the stage, and he pours like this weird liquid on the Undertaker's motorcycle, which causes it to smoke. Undertaker looks for Angle backstage, and an Angle attacks Taker from behind with that big wrench. It's not his dick. But what do you think, again, of Angle attacking on
He could use
Taker, getting the better of him again?
I'm surprised because, he's scared of him. He kind of goes, like, he says he's not, but then, like, he runs like a little bitch. So, yeah, I think Kurt's getting in over his head here.
I do too. The Acolytes go to the bar looking for Edge and Christian. They attack the people in the bar, and then Edge and Christian attack the Acolytes from behind with 2x4s, and they will fight at Fully Loaded. But Edge and Christian continue to do funny stuff throughout the past couple of weeks, and they're going to have a date with the Acolytes. I don't know.
They've definitely been having some shenanigans.
And our main event is up next. We've got Chris Jericho and the WWF Champion The Rock versus Triple H and Chris Benoit. Triple H drops Jericho across the announce table. Shane hits The Rock from behind. Triple H then slams Jericho into the steps. Rock takes control, lands a spine buster to Benoit, and then The Rock just punches the referee, which then gives Benoit and Triple H the DQ victory. After Rock attacks Shane, Rock hits a rock bottom to Benoit, and then Jericho applies a walls to Triple H, and Rock applies a crossface to Benoit, and Benoit taps out. So we have SmackDown ending with The Rock and Chris Jericho.
Tapped out like a little bitch after 2 seconds.
He did. So clearly we're setting up for Fully Loaded right here. Basic episode of SmackDown. Nothing really extravagant happened here. Just your basic build to the pay-per-view. But yeah, we've got a couple of good matches with Fully Loaded. We just watched it, so we'll be giving a review of that. And until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.